this group has been through an interesting last couple of days. After fixing the problem in the Blightwood, we had some interesting, vaguely prophetic / nightmare dreams. Well, we had one person with vaguely prophetic dreams, one person who had a nightmare, and another person who had a weird flashback to a past that they don't remember. And then you all got arrested, and Rim and Foster were put basically in the bottom of the dungeon, and you eventually made your way out with the help of a courier who bribed his way into the prison to help you all get out and to an airship that was ready to take you to Haven's Reach, because the couriers, most people think they went underground, but they kind of did the opposite. They took to the skies to avoid the warlord.
I have to mention, you forgot to say that I almost died in my cell.
You did. You did. Some asshole wrote push on a rock in the bottom of your floor, and you pushed it and found out there was a pit underneath it. Which is very funny.
Hilarious. I got better from almost dying.
You did, and then you got put in a different cell, and then quickly realized you...
News of your death have been greatly exaggerated.
Yes.
Yeah. But you all were able to break out and, through a feeling Foster had, find your way through the tunnels that no one had ever found their way through before. And meanwhile, the camera's going to shift to Angelo for a bit, because I think you were taken to a different part of the prison.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to assume that everybody in here knows who I am, because I'm from here, correct?
Most likely, yes.
Sweet.
I'll say as you are being escorted to a slightly not as well guarded portion of the prison, Marcus accidentally bumped into you and you felt something slip into your pocket.
All right. I smile and I accidentally drop the recipe that was promised to him for helping me.
Gotcha. I think you actually left that, like, on the counter where you had stolen all the blackmail.
If I did, I give him a different recipe. Not as great as the one I left, but still a pretty good one.
Gotcha. Yeah, and he just gives you a wink.
I figure I stole all of his Backmay stuff. At least the least I could do is like pay him a little bit because he gave me a key, you know?
Yeah. He gives you a wink before he is escorted out and you're stuck in a cell.
To sell the whole thing, I am screaming at him. I'm going, Marcus, you son of a bitch! How dare you betray me! Ah! That kind of thing at him.
I'm sorry, Angelo. Business is business. You know how it is. Don't pretend you wouldn't do the same in this situation.
Screw you, Marcus! You're gonna pay for this! You're gonna pay!
So that's all the screaming that, that Rem and Foster heard as they were being taken down the elevator. And you bide your time until no one is looking. Unlock your cell.
There are guards there, right?
Yes, there are guards.
I'm gonna assume that these guards are like buddies of mine because it's not the first time I've been put in jail. So I'm just playing. I'm playing gamble. I'm gambling with them if that's okay, until they pass out.
Do they just pass out naturally, or did you do something?
Oh no, I did something. I absolutely did something. Okay. So that, you know, they can have the but they're also like, they also willingly take it because they know that I was gonna escape anyways and they didn't want to be liable for that. If that's okay with you, these are like buddies of mine.
Plausible deniability. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
You are not in as much hot water with the people in power here as Rim and Foster were. They're not entirely... Well, they have a higher bounty on their head than you do, so...
Yeah. That's what you get when you have friends in low places.
Exactly, and eventually they pass out asleep and you're able to just waltz on out.
It was an easy, no problem escape. One that I have done many times in the past here.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. So your feet trace familiar paths as you go to find somewhere to potentially kind of blend in with people as you figure out what you're going to do about getting your friends out. And you see a familiar figure. It's a younger woman, long dark hair, long white dress. Most people don't pay much attention to her, but you recognize her as Belladonna,
Ah,
just in the crowd.
so in in this world, this belladonna is the same as my belladonna.
Yes, and roll me a 20, and I'll say you can
Okay.
upgrade the results.
Hey, look at that! It's a natural 20.
Okay, you don't need to upgrade those results. We get to see that cool moment where you look at someone across crowded space. You remember something. You remember you were friends with her when both of you were quite a bit younger in this other world that you don't really remember, and you would come into contact with something and whatever poison it had on it was killing you, and she was absolutely panicking because she didn't know what to do. But she had this new ability, this new thing that she could do, so she asked you to tell her a truth. You were dying, so you just kind of went for the first true thing you could think of, which was kind of like a general truth that also applies to people where you're from.
Yep.
And so she took that and replied with, "You're immune to poison."
Oh.
And the poison stopped killing you. And from that day on, not only you, but all of your people were immune to poison.
Oh.
And as you're thinking about that memory, you're like, well, of course, they were new to the whole god thing. They figured out the powers afterwards, like the limits of what they can do and how that worked after the old gods left and passed on their power. And wait a minute, what?
What's going on?
Just these impossible things that you're remembering, because you also remember those memories are not from this world. They're from a world before. The world that crumbled.
I am going to walk up to her with these memories fresh in my mind. Belladonna?
That was pretty quick, Angelo. I think that might be a new record for you breaking out.
I don't really think it counts as breaking out when my jailers were quite helpful in making sure I escaped.
You always had a way with people.
You know, I do. How long have I been in this world?
You showed up a little later than the rest. Not sure why, but I guess when we were getting people out, some of the last ones to come through, like, there was a delay. I don't know. For a while, I was worried you weren't going to make it, but then you showed up. And then you showed up 13 years ago.
Why do I not remember? Why do I not remember a lot of stuff from the past? From that world? Do you know?
She pulls you off a picture like you've stepped into an alleyway kind of away from people. And she says, well, guess when that world fell apart, a lot of things were forgotten. Most people don't remember it, but that's because most people were here for longer. And makes sense. I mean, most of the people came through before that war happened with the gods. It's a messy time.
Do you think I'll be able to get home again?
She just gets this sad look on her face, and
No. It's okay. I don't want to know the answer. When Angelo sees that sad face, I'd rather believe that I can, no matter how improbable, than to find out that I never can. So it's fine. You don't have to tell me. You can just give me that sad look, and I'll just assume you mean, it's pretty hard. It's gonna be a little bit difficult, but you can make it. That's what I'm gonna get from that. All right.
Of course.
I came here with friends. Do you know where they might be?
They're probably being kept deep down, but I did see them. I think one of them has a connection that will get them out.
Oh. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and wait for them to come out at the front gates then. That's all right. I don't think I need to do much if they have the ability to get out themselves.
I don't think they're coming out through the gates. I think they're gonna go through. You're aware of the tunnels in the bottom level of the dungeon. They leave them open to help with population control. Because people try and escape and then never come back out again.
I see. And you say they're able to get through this? Like their connection can get them out of this area?
I believe so, yes.
Alright.
I mean, I know for a fact one of them isn't going to get lost very easily, and I know the Underground's awake and she's a bit fond of them.
Alright.
But I do believe they're going to be coming out somewhere else. Why don't I show you where?
Alright. Belladonna, it's nice to see you again.
Good to see you too, Angelo. And I picture she, grabs onto your hand and walks you through the city until you eventually get to a place you had never seen before, and there's a little secret door she leads you through, and you find yourself in a dock in the middle of the city that has a weird looking boat in it that's, you eventually do realize, is an airship that is swarming with couriers who more or less serve a god of knowledge and secrets.
Okay.
And also, you remember him too. He's gone by so many different names, you're not sure anyone knows what his name actually is.
But who do I know him as?
I don't know, what name does Angelo know the god of secrets as?
Sophie.
They had introduced themselves to you as Sophie. That was when you first met them.
Exactly. Is Sophie there?
Not that you can see.
I see. Ah, this is the work of Sophie then. I say to Belladonna if she's still there.
Indeed it is. They have been quite busy in these past few months, and looks like we're about to get a repeat of history, I think. But not exactly like what happened.
History is a flat circle, isn't it?
I like to think it's more of a spiral if you find the right group of stubborn people to make it deviate.
Oh well. I've never been known to follow the rules.
Those are boring anyway.
That they are. That they are.
Belladonna vanishes and you head up onto the airship and just kind of hang out with the couriers. You find someone who you just vibe with and chit-chat for a bit, killing time until your friends arrive, and just before the ship is due to leave, you see Rem and Foster coming on board, and the ship has to take off pretty quickly after they get on, so you don't have a chance to talk to them before takeoff. But once the ship is in the air...
Do they see me when they come on immediately?
Yes. They do see you, but you're far on the other side of the ship. And once the ship is going in its direction, which you've been told it is going to Haven's Reach, you are able to go and talk to your friends, and they can go talk to you once Foster is done jumping off the front of the ship, flying alongside, and then hopping back on in the back.
She hasn't gotten to fly for a while. They need to stretch their wings.
Of course.
No judgment, just funny.
I walk up to them and I say, "Hey, I'm glad you're able to make it out just fine."
Foster will kind of whoosh, whoosh, land, tippy tappy over. Hug Angelo. Oh, it's so good to see you. I'm glad you made it out safe.
Oh yeah, this is part of my home. Like this is just a normal day for me. So
Well, pat, pat, shoulders, pulls back.
I'm glad you're able to fly.
How awkward does Rem look as he approaches?
Ren is actually still just holding on to the banister for dear life. We were not meant to fly with clouds between our knees. We were meant to be on the ground. I don't have wings. Why am I flying? This is not normal.
I mean, we were not meant to have water in between our knees as well, and yet we are able to travel across seas and oceans, are we not? Or does that give you the nervous feelings as well?
Water is less, scientifically speaking. We apparently might have evolved from water-based creatures, but flying is not what we are meant to do.
I mean, Foster looks great flying.
Yeah, she has wings, I do not.
One of the couriers walking by just gives you a very sympathetic pat on the shoulder. Rem just keeps going. I don't know if that helps in the slightest, but
So eventually, at some point, Rem lets go of one of the pillars. All right. Statistically speaking, how likely are we to die on this flying airship?
89% the last time I heard. Angelo pulls this number out of his ass.
Rem looks at you with an empty face. His eyes almost look sunken. Imagine suddenly the art style becomes very serious. How long are we going to be on this?
I'm not sure. It depends, really.
should take only about 2, maybe 3 days, depending on weather. If you're feeling a little bit wobbly, you're welcome to head below deck. It's a little easier when you can't see, says one of the couriers as they're walking by. It's just a mix of all kinds of people.
And then Angelo looks at you. Yeah, it's easier when you don't see. That way, it takes you by surprise.
Lovely.
Another courier just starts giggling at this.
You see, it's up to you whether you want to see your doom coming or to just be surprised by it.
Again. Empty face.
You flash back to the nightmares you've been having and hear the voice echoing, "It's all your fault."
Oh, buddy.
Oh, friend.
Rem right now is just very, very stoic. Yes, if we do die, it'll all be my fault. Well,
Okay.
well.
No one's going to die. We're all going to make it out fine. These ships are very sturdy. See, and she'll bend down and on the wood.
Break a panel by accident.
We haven't had a crash in one of these babies once.
See?
Okay.
And then Angelo whispers, "But once is all it takes."
Angelo, you are not helping my ever-building rising anxiety right now, but how did you get out?
Oh, I just walked out.
You walked out.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you being dragged away kicking and screaming, promising to do all manner of endless, horrible, explicit things to your quote-unquote friend, and he does the air quotes.
Oh, Marcus and I were just goofing around. Don't worry about it.
Well, we weren't able to retrieve most of our stuff.
Yeah.
Meaning, he'll most likely find his entire inventory that I stole from him.
Yeah, well, I'm sure I'll be able to get that at some point. Don't worry about it.
Fair enough.
I hid it very well.
Oh, you're looking for your stuff? That should all be down in your quarters. Did no one tell you that?
No, but thank you. That's good to know.
Marcus, such a good friend.
Go through those doors, down the stairs, second door on the left.
I've been quite busy fearing for my life, but thank you.
You know, if you're scared of heights, you should get below deck. It's a lot easier when you can't see it.
Yes. Not seeing my own impending doom. Perfect.
And then Angelo does giggle again.
You could almost hear Belladonna giggling as well.
Rem will beeline to his quarters and instantly start taking stock of his alchemical equipment.
I'll say it's like the three of you are staying together, but it's pretty spaced out, and there's like 2 bunks on each wall. And I think all the stuff is just on one bed, because they weren't sure what's whose, they just knew what was yours. Also including some other stuff that might have been basically tossed into the prison inventory that's not actually yours.
We'll take it.
We'll take it all.
But yeah, you have all of your alchemical stuff is in there, including your little snake friend.
Yes! My snake friend, Barnabas.
Barnabas.
You live, you smoky little snaky thing. I still don't know what you are.
Just blinks at you.
He raises the
Blip.
glass. Blip. Well, all my things are here, accounted for. How about yours?
Foster grabs her things and clutches the wedding rings very, very tight and nods.
I don't think they took all of your stuff off of you, Angela.
No, they did not.
Which was an oversight on someone's part, but you're cool with them, so that's probably why.
That's their fault. I'm pretty sure if they did look over the stuff that I have, which is all of Marcos's blackmail stuff, Marcos would make sure to take that back, but they didn't.
That's their problem.
So I still have it.
Congratulations, you have enough blackmail material to effectively take over Damsville if you want.
Sweet.
And with that, you could probably raise a small militia to destroy town.
Oh. Town is gonna pay. Town is gonna pay.
Alex, why would you say that? Why would you give Angelo that idea? Town has done nothing wrong!
Why would I not?
Town is gonna pay.
Town has done nothing wrong.
I am a being of chaos.
You are. It's fine. I'm used to it.
I brought the Roke brothers into existence.
You did. What do you all do? How do you all plan to pass this time?
So, we're waiting to go to Haven's Reach. This is what we're doing, right? The ship is going to Haven's Reach?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
We're all just sitting on our bunks looking at each other like, alright, so what now?
Angelo's probably just gonna hang out with the crew and just talk about stuff. Like, just updates, anything new. That's how Angelo's gonna spend his time. Just trying to gather information about anything that's happened in Heaven's Reach or anything that's happening just for research, I guess.
Roll me a 20 to see what all you're able to get.
17.
The couriers know quite a bit about things that are going on. I mean, that's their whole thing, is just being an information network. It's not just stuff with, like, making sure information on the gods stays safe. They know basically everything that's going on in the world, more or less. The more minute small town politics they might not know, but in general they know a lot, including what towns and cities have been impacted by the warlord, which ones got skipped over, who resisted, how well that went, so on and so forth. And one of the more pertinent pieces of information, aside from the fact that he hasn't really been messing with Damsmill so much as essentially effectively playing footsie with some of the people in power who are a little bit less enthused about the gods, is they are getting very close to reaching Haven's Reach, his armies. You'll probably be getting there like a day before they arrive. At least the bulk of it. They aren't sure about any forward scouts he has, because those are really Freaking sneaky.
I will pass this information to both of my teammates, friends that are with me right now. So,
Hello.
Alex, roll me a 20 as well to see if there was any information on your hometown.
Oh. I guess there's misinformation because it's a 1.
There's a piece of information about a town that had been completely taken over by a blight. That town has not been heard from. And that voice in your head just gets so much louder. You were too late. It's all your fault. You abandoned them. It is all your fault. You will never hear from them again. All of this is your fault. And you cannot get away from that voice.
Yeah. Rem breaks into a cold sweat and he sort of tries to keep it together, but almost begins hyperventilating and just leaves. Like, no, maybe it's not home. It's not home. No, but there weren't many villages where the blight was, so it most likely is home. And he just repeats over and over, trying to convince himself that it's not home, but everything points to it being where he's from. Until he's just head leaning on the wall like, fuck.
One of the couriers just comes up the hall. Teenage boy has like a couple arms full of like mail, and he's like, would you be Remote Fremont?
Yes.
Okay. Here.
Speaking.
I think these are for you, and hands out like this like packet of letters. They've been sent to a bunch of different places, but when you weren't there, we just decided to keep them until we found you. So here you go.
No, thank you very much. I have been moving quite a lot. All right, well, thank you. Is tip a thing here?
Oh no, it's fine. And he just scampers on down
Perfect.
the hallway.
Okay.
And did anyone go after Rim when Rim left?
I don't think so. I think I was still distracted by the information that I'm getting and hanging out with the crew, that I didn't really get to talk to Rim.
I picture you like popped in. Oh hey, by the way, blah 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 blah. Okay, see you later. Bye. And then you head back out to get more.
Yeah, it's just to hang out by the top and just watch the ride, because I enjoy flying.
It is absolutely amazing. And most of the people are pretty friendly with you. You figure person who is like a secret keeper and spies, person who does poison stuff, it's not surprising that there's some friendship there.
Oh yeah, people are like, let's be friends so I don't get poisoned, that kind of thing. And I'm like, let's be friends so I can hear your secrets.
Yep.
Tell me all your secrets.
Foster, what have you been up to?
Foster's been writing everything that's happened down for when she gets back with Philomena to, tell her everything and let her read it. And probably just, the crew's gotten used to her, like, running up the bow of the ship and just leaping off of the little, kind of like pointy thing where they hang the flag or the figurehead and just whee!
The bow.
Yep, the bow.
Especially the younger, but also, like, there are a couple of, like, older couriers. They love it. They absolutely love it. They will, like, pause what they're doing to watch. It's everyone's favorite thing. Do you follow after Rim when Rim runs off into panic?
Yeah. She's gonna be like, oh, no. Rem, tippy tap, tap.
She's gotten used to Rem's episodes.
Yeah, Rim's not been having the best of times, and you gonna start going through the letters from your family?
Yeah.
This is why I asked if anyone was going to be there, because as you start opening them, I guess you start with the oldest ones first, and there's a lot of concern about why are you leaving? Things are gonna get bad. We need your help here. And just as you keep going and reading and flipping through, things just keep getting worse and worse, and it gets more just accusatory. They're angry at you. Why did you leave? Why did you abandon them? You could have helped, you could have done something, but no, you ran off on some silly quest, and now people are dying. And it just keeps getting worse and worse as you read.
Rem, he silently goes through each letter, and while he still has that voice in his head, he's also trying to, from within himself, counteract the voice that's saying it's all his fault, because he knows that he did everything he could while there, and there was nothing more he could do if he didn't leave. To him, every option had been exhausted, because where he's from, Montpre is far from everything. There was not going to suddenly be help from outside, and Rem knew this. While he's reading the letters, he's just going, "But I explained I couldn't stay. You knew that. You knew that if I stayed, nothing would happen. If I stayed, I wouldn't advance in anything. If I stayed, nothing would. If I stayed, I'd be dead like the rest of you." And he throws his letters away, just out of anger.
Yeah, the last one was something from Jenny. They're all dead. You should have been here. Never come back. And Foster, as Rem throws these letters and makes that exclamation, what do?
Foster's gonna just kind of gather up all the letters and put them in a corner so they don't fly off. Put like a little rock on them or something. And then come sit next to Rem and just wait for him to start talking about it.
Roll me a 20 as you gather the letters.
19.
I don't think you're trying to read. It's just more of just brain automatically scans. You don't spot a single thing in any of these letters that would cause that kind of panic reaction in Rem. It's letters from his parents and his siblings and his friend, saying hey, we've got the blight contained to this one pasture for now. We've started tilling new ground, finding new places to grow crops, so we're doing all right. Found a couple things that help, and just news and updates. I mean, things aren't great, but they're doing all right considering that blight's been spreading around. Might have a couple incidences of his siblings getting injured, but nothing life-threatening. It just, people letting him know everything is fine, and they're proud of him, and they're excited to see what he finds.
So she kind of looks confused at why he threw them, but we'll just set him down and sit next to him and just pat.
They're angry that I left. They hate me. Everyone. He has his hands on his face in his hands. Blah, that was hard to say. I left, and they're all dying. And they're all blaming me for them dying.
And she'll kind of gather, tip-tap, grab the pile, tip-tap, sit back down and pull out one where it says they managed to fix things. And then another one saying they're waiting for him to come home, but they're not.
So Rem grabs that letter and looks at it again.
Roll me a 20.
18.
Where before this letter was full of anger and fear, you see what's actually written on the letter. I mean, the blight's not gone, but they managed to keep it from spreading at least, and they're trying some new things, and everyone's fine. But that's not what you read a few seconds ago.
Yeah. He looks at the letter, looks at Foster. He looks back at. He puts the letter Is there a window or a porthole where light would come in?
Yeah, but I'll say there is that, or or there's a lantern of some sort.
Okay. Yeah, and any he's putting the letter to the light, trying to see. He's looking. I swear to all the gods that moments ago this letter was telling me that my third brother and my fourth sister were dead, and Jenny was crying and she was also dying. I assure you that these letters were telling me. So he takes the rest one and he's looking at it. He was like, moments ago, these letters were telling me that everyone was dying. It was all my fault and I should never return.
She just frowns. That's not what. She just kind of like hands on his face, just kind of peek at him. See if there's maybe any sort of cuts or bruises or anything. Did you hit your head, or did you get one of Angelo's mushrooms?
Not that I know of. I will say I can't remember exactly when it started, but I've been hearing something or someone in the back of my head eating away and being very negative, to say the least. And until now, I thought it was just me, myself, talking to myself. But the other day, I heard a different voice saying the opposite of what the other voice was saying. And now we're seeing letters that are being manipulated in one way. I'm starting to believe that maybe someone is fucking with my head.
Someone, a deity. There's a lot of things it could be, but that sounds right.
If a deity is manipulating my self of worth and making me believe my family and friends want me gone, well, they'll have a very horrible time with me soon.
Also tried to convince you to leave Foster and Angelo. Tried a couple of times.
I forgot that part.
Yeah, they'd be better off without you.
Okay, yeah, okay, I get it. I understood that as
Oh, your family.
everyone.
General,
Yeah,
they,
like
not
just everyone. I
specific
didn't.
they.
Yeah, I never took it as Foster and Angelo.
But also, how would they know Angelo? I never knew this people.
It was the voice in
Isn't it-
Ren's head, not anything in the letter.
Oh, okay.
There was a voice in
I was
Ren's.
like, wait a minute.
This was when they were escaping from, when they were going
I
through the
see, I
tunnels that Rem had thought they would be better off without you.
I see. I was very confused.
So is Ren.
It's okay if we fix. Foster will just chuckle. We'll do what Phil says sometimes. We'll go for the kneecaps. Make a crown out of it.
I think I'd like Phil. I like this idea. Kneecapping motherfuckers is a very pleasant idea right now.
Plus, who can say they have a god's kneecaps?
Yes. Rem is about to go John Wick.
You keep asking, am I back? And I think, yeah,
Yeah,
God,
I'm
love
back.
I
those
am
movies.
back.
God, I love those movies. Another one of Philomena's favorite sayings is that she is perfect dick punching height.
This is true.
Perfect dick punching height. Fuck yeah.
She's like 3-4 feet tall.
I love it.
Yep.
Perfect dick punching
Yep.
height.
I think I might actually be why Casey chose halfling. I'll say between seeing what the letters actually say and talking with Foster, you are starting to feel better, Rem, and you remember the voice that I believe she told you. It's okay, they're going to be okay.
Rem right now is pissed.
This is valid.
Well, he's pretty sure right now that all the negativity that he thought was from himself is from someone else, and he's not happy about that.
Fair. I mean, your own anxiety might have mixed in it, but the specific bits?
Mm-hmm. Like, I have anxiety. I don't need you to make it worse.
But they did.
They did. And that's why he's angry. Foster, I thank you for bringing me back to my senses. You're a very cherished friend, and I appreciate you. And I do hope that we find whoever is messing with me, because I want to hurt them very badly.
That's fair. I'm not much of a fighter, but I'll help you get your licks in.
Lovely. He looks over the letters again now. I'm assuming he's seeing them as they are.
Yeah, you still remember the sort of fake version, but I mean, you rolled a success. You can read the actual letters now.
Like, no, that's smart, yes. Ah, I was right. I knew that area would be problematic. And, he's just going through the letters in a much lighter tone and attitude than he had.
There's something comforting about hearing back from home.
Mm-hmm.
That same courier comes back again and says, "Oh, Foster?" Points to you, Foster.
Me? Yes.
Yeah, hang on. These are for you. It's a slightly smaller stack, and I'll say you recognize the stationery as coming from the orphanage.
Okay, she grabs and starts pulling it apart and going to read it.
On the envelopes, there was no sort of specific address or anything pointing of where to send it, but you get the feeling they probably just handed this straight to a courier instead of posting it in the actual mail, and it's just updates on things from Springhelm.
Oh.
They've been able to dodge the soldiers for the most part. Had a couple incidents, but for the most part, people are okay. It's a little tense because they know they're still around, so a lot of people are staying underground, but the Fear Mum have been helping where they can. And there's a little bit of a siege going on, but no one's hurt.
She's kind of hugs him close and is glad that, her community's safe, and then we'll tuck them in her satchel.
Yeah, all the kiddos are okay.
Oh, good. Even Dave. Because God
Even
fucking damn it, Dave.
Even Dave.
So, I guess for the next couple of days, what do y'all do?
Keep, stretching the healing wings, getting a good couple flies in, helping out around the ship as I can.
Probably have you specifically help with a couple of things, just because you could easier, fly a rope up somewhere. Although it probably takes a couple of tries, because the ship is also actively moving as you're doing this. It gives you quite the workout, but your wings have been healing for a while, and while I imagine after the first day, you're sore. On the second day, it's a little better. Not quite yet. It's ow.
Training montage.
Angelo doesn't really do anything different. Nope. Just mostly hanging out with both Rem and Foster and the crew. Just chilling.
Do you tell them about what you remembered? Or...
I don't really, because I don't think that's important to them. I'm the one from out of this world, and they're not really from out of this world. I'm assuming, so I don't really tell them anything, and I did just meet them, and they don't know I'm not from this world. So I just mostly keep that to myself.
Rem might suspect, but I think Rem is just in general baffled by how are you still alive? Though I think some of that is now distracted by who's been messing around in my head.
Entirely. At this point, he's just accepted that Angelo is weird. They can eat poisons and survive fine. Who the fuck is in my head?
It's fair.
Rem will look around and see where he could be of use. Airships obviously are not a thing he knows, so he's just trying to pass the time and see if he can be useful anywhere.
Since you and Foster have both said that you're trying to help out and be useful, can both of you roll me a 20 to see how well that goes? Because you are both very unfamiliar with airships.
Sure. 18.
15.
You both adapt pretty well and catch on pretty well. Where do you think the two of you end up helping out the most? Because with the success, it depends on, what are you interested in? What do you want to do? What are you comfortable doing?
While they're thinking about that, Angelo is helping in the kitchen, or at least trying to help in the kitchen, but the couriers know exactly the way Angelo cooks, so they're just sort of trying to keep him out of the kitchen because they don't want suddenly other people to die. But that's what Angelo's doing.
They give you, a stove and a corner to work in. They give you, a part of the kitchen you are not allowed near any of the other food, but you are more than welcome to cook for yourself what you want.
Angelo does go around offering the food. Basically, some of the newbies would try it, and then would get the worst case of diarrhea. And then, the other couriers would laugh at him. It's like, it's okay. It's a learning process for you people. And, but they learn quick.
Go see Rem.
You do that once before a courier is assigned to follow you around, and you do that to hand out the antidotes.
That Rem makes.
So they learn from their mistakes, but no one else has to suffer for it, because this is a ship. It's a confined space. There's only so much they can do.
Right.
And Angelo's like, man, your stomach needs some strengthening. That's what it needs. You need some, you need some hair on your chest.
Why does everything hurt?
In my village, I am hairiest man. I don't need no more hair.
And it just starts, sizzling and burning off. He's like, oh no, what have you done? And just refuses to come out of his room for the rest of the trip. You just hear crying, soft
My
crying.
hair is gone.
We've lost Gustav.
Oh, now you're done, Angelo.
What? He said he has hair in his chest and he could take it.
That's what I heard too, but, well, maybe I can make an ointment that'll stimulate the follicles and bring that poor man's hair back.
Roll me a 20, Rem, as you try that.
10.
Tough choice. Ooh.
What am I gonna do for Gustav?
It grows back, but it's a different color.
It either doesn't work and, slows down the hair growth, or it comes back different. Do you rob this man of his ability to grow hair, or does it come back a little different?
He was so proud of his ability to grow hair. I feel it should come back different. Because it still grows.
Yeah. Dude had dark brown, almost black hair. It's coming back like a ginger blonde mix, and it's very soft and curly, and he's deeply confused by this. He's conflicted. He appreciates the effort. I think he needs to go rethink parts of his life now.
Well, at least it grew back. Better than the alternative of not having any hair.
True. He's still not happy about the whole situation.
Entirely. Just don't eat Angela's cooking.
Rem, do you basically become the ship medic?
I'm thinking that's what Rem would do, unless the ship operates with alchemy in some way, which I doubt, or a fuel source.
I don't know if the ship itself, but there might be some things that operate based off of alchemy.
He helps with the medic part, which is really more his wheelhouse. And he looks in on engineering, helping a little with tweaking and what he can do, but I think he really takes care more of the medic side.
Yeah. You might learn a couple interesting things on the engineering side, but that's definitely one of those. You'll have to study to be able to understand some of that, but it is interesting. And you might get some ideas for future projects once you're done with this whole mess you've gotten yourself into. And once you found your cart.
My cart. Which I don't even remember where we left at this point.
It was the first town you stopped in after meeting Foster. I personally do not currently remember the name of it, so you hope it's still there.
It's been taken over by hobos.
Possibly. And what about you, Foster?
Foster, like I said, she's helping out, doing that, and I can't really think of what else. Just writing letters, watching the stars, hoping to be there soon.
Yeah, it's been quite an experience since you saw your wife get thrown off the cliff. And it's not stopped getting weirder.
Yeah, I think at nights, when the stars are out, she'll go for a fly and just kind of enjoy the peace. Because they've had a tough couple months.
Yeah. It's been a lot. Do you ever think that, and I imagine part of you is also thinking about, whatever happened to Rim? The voice in his head and how it influenced what he read?
Oh yeah, no, she's definitely thinking on that, on the flights, trying to figure out how it works. because she's pretty sure that a god spoke to her in the tunnels, and she's been able to do things because of divine influence, like her and Philomena could read and translate the books and what have you, that no one else could. But she's trying to figure out, like, who would be, why someone would do that to Rem, and why they would want to work with. She's trying to puzzle it all out. Like, Fennec is pretty sure it's somebody working for the warlord, but Foster's trying to puzzle all this out.
Roll me a 20.
Alrighty. 11.
11. That is a success.
Hey.
As you're trying to puzzle this out, you keep getting this image in your head, and it doesn't make sense. You can't figure out why you keep getting this image in your head of a door. Until one day you're helping someone like carry something around because they needed an extra set of hands and you didn't have anything better to do. And you walk by a door, set the thing down. And then you double take it, you go back, and that's the door that has been popping in your head for the past day and a half.
Well, this is a bad idea. Click!
You open the door and all the couriers in the hallway just kind of pause and look at you and they're like, wait, that door opens?
You've never tried?
That door's not on our plans.
No, we've tried. That door's not opened before.
Right. Pulls out a sword and pokey the air before going in.
Also, if Rim or Angelo want to be nearby when this happens, you are welcome to.
Oh yeah, entirely. Like, don't split the potty. I'm imagining that at this point, Angelo is going around giving his food to people, and Rem is following with the antidote. And he turns around and he sees Foster take out her sword and go into a room. Angelo, I believe, I think lunchtime is over. Foster looks like she's about to go kill something. Want to go watch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that.
Let's go. Turn around and walk.
Let's go.
Yeah, so Foster, as you cautiously step into this room, you can hear the familiar sound of your companion's footsteps approaching, and this appears to be like it was someone's quarters, but it hasn't been used in a long time. Hasn't been accessed in a while, but also isn't as dusty and dirty as you think it would be, considering no one's been in here in who knows how long.
Start looking for any documentation or clothing or something that identifies who was here.
Give me a roll, and if anyone else wants to snoop around, look around, see what you find.
12.
16.
15.
Rem, what are you looking for as you're looking around?
Does Rem know why Foster came in here?
I don't know if Foster's explained anything. You just saw Foster going in through a door with the sword out. And then she starts rummaging through things.
And it's a storeroom.
No, it looks like it was someone's quarters.
Alright, okay. That helps me go through. Yeah, I mean, zero in.
We can hand wave and say Foster explained that she's been dreaming about this door and thinks there's something important.
Perfect. So, with my success, I am looking to see whose quarters this belongs to.
As you're searching around, you find a bunch of different papers and correspondence, and it's all in the same handwriting. It looks like just someone saying about sharing and tracking information, essentially. All in the same handwriting. But the person calls himself a different name pretty regularly. The names are not consistent, but the handwriting is the same.
Do they all have the same initials? Because that means they don't have to rework their signature every time?
Nope.
Not even, motherfuckers. Rem is looking through, he's like, okay, same handwriting, different names. He's noting the names down. Well, apparently this is the cabin of one Jacques Whipper, information broker, also known as Geralt of the River, and he just goes on with different names.
An information broker. Lovely. Anything useful in the information so far?
He keeps looking at the letters, waiting for the GM to tell him.
This looks like It's talking about stuff from a very long time ago. Nothing it mentions feels recent at all. And I'll say, Angelo, as you're snooping around and Rem is reading off the names, you hear a name you recognize. One of them is signed as Sophia.
Huh.
As you go over and you look at the handwriting, you recognize the handwriting too.
I'm going to read it and see if I understand what's happening there.
Well, your context clues piece it together. This was from before the war between the gods started.
Mm-hmm.
And it's talking about how someone has been agitating things. They're concerned. It's time to start putting things into place in case things go poorly. And whoever this letter was written to, it looks like the name has just been smudged. You can't tell who the other person on the other side of this conversation is. And for Foster, what you find is you're looking around, you find a diary of sorts that is written in a cipher that you can't quite understand, but you just kind of like flip through until you get to the last entry, and it's in that language that only you can understand.
Oh, goody.
I'm writing this so maybe the past won't be forgotten as easily this time. Most people don't know there was a world before this one. A world that was still young and malleable when the gods who created it got bored and decided to start over again somewhere new. But before they left, they found those they deemed the most worthy and bestowed on them the power to take over and finish the work. Not that they explained to any of us how any of it worked. It was hard figuring out what we were supposed to do with these abilities, but we did our best to keep the world growing and forming and keeping it together. But there was one. He's hidden his own name, and I don't know how, but he should never have been given the power that he was given. Because he tried to use it to remake things into how he thought they should be. Never mind, that went against things that were already established. Many tried to get him to stop, but he wouldn't. He had his vision, he had his goals, and nothing would stand in his way. Even as his actions caused instability down to the core foundations of the world. And then everything fell apart. It's a miracle in and of itself that we were able to find a way to get to the new world that our gods had created. I guess it was possible because we carried some of their power in us, even though it's changed. We were still able to tap into that to get everyone out. But things were chaos in those last few days, and I'm not sure if everyone made it through. I don't know, but I will be keeping my eye out. We have made the gods who abandoned our world promise they will not do the same with this world. They are bound to that. But I worry that somehow the cycle will find some way to repeat itself again. So I'll be watching. We all will be, even those of us who have fallen into sleep after expending the power that it took to get people here. We won't let this happen again. And we won't shove our responsibility off onto others if we can help it. And this one is just signed Rosalind. And as you look at the other papers, the handwriting does match. But you are the only one who could read this.
Well, that's interesting. I've never claimed to stand in the quarters of a god before.
Well, technically we have, but not, I think not this private.
Well, yes. Apparently the gods who created this world created another before it, and they left younger gods in charge, and it started, well, a cycle of violence, and
they gave their power to random mortals and said, good luck, have fun, we'll be over here.
Oh, they decided to give people like us godhood and just said, here's fire, don't burn things down.
And they burned things down, obviously.
Yes, they were able to get people here and bind the old gods by a promise that they wouldn't abandon this world, but they said the newer ones would be keeping an eye out to make sure it didn't happen again.
There were some other bits that basically when the gods who made the world versus the gods that they made, I could just call them the maker gods, when they made that promise, they said, okay, sure, we'll stay around, but you can handle all of, like, the actual managing of things. That's kind of boring, so they just kind of stayed back. And let their essentially middle management, they just fucked off and left with all the responsibility and zero explanation of what was going on to just take care of things here.
Gotcha. So power word blah, rephrasing all that. I suppose they talk about someone in here who had their own vision for things and want to do it their way, and consequences be damned. So that might be who's been plucking things in your head, which isn't great.
I dislike the idea of one of them plucking things in my head.
Nobody likes having their heads plucked about, I suppose.
Agreed?
You only pluck about chicken feathers.
Yes.
Speaking of chicken feathers, would you like to have dinner with me tonight? My treat, my cooking.
That sounds like a threat.
It's not a threat. It is a genuine invitation.
Yes.
Perfect.
It should be fine so long as Rem knows what poisons you're using.
Exactly. If you can just give me an idea of
I mean, you can
the
watch me
ingredients.
cook. It's fine.
Yes. Yes, I will be doing that. But I would be honored.
Perfect.
And we can mule over what we've all learned.
Sure, I would be delighted to have... Please tell me there's more than just chicken feathers.
I mean, of course there'll be more than chicken feathers. I am a chef.
There'll be chicken feet.
And chicken butts.
Chicken boobs.
Sounds delightful.
So you'll have a nice, vaguely poisoned dinner together as you process the fact that you're not in the first world that was created.
Mm-hmm.
And also the fact that all the gods who created this world are probably the ones that are super, super dead. Did not survive the war.
So do you think in the old world it was like this right now? Like, do you think there was an Angelo, a Rem, a Foster in the old world?
I'm probably the Angelo of the old world. And I actually think that the Angelo, or the old world, are a lot better at eating my food.
Wait, what do you mean, Angelo of the old world? Are you not from this world?
It would seem so.
Rem's head, just falls back against the chair. This explains so much. This would explain everything.
Foster, with your knowledge of magic, even though you don't know what all went into that, it made sense. Something that big, getting a lot of people from one place to another, there might be some weird time delays. Angelo seems to be a specifically very long time delay, if that's the thing. It makes sense. As much as any of this makes sense.
Yeah, this is true. Foster is just blinking. Okay, yeah, it's not the strangest thing I have heard.
Rem shakes his head. Not the strangest thing you've heard. A whole different world. A person from another... Not the strangest.
Just holds up the journal with talking of gods coming from another world to this one.
He takes a bite. Yes, I see your point.
It's literally the story of how Angelo got here.
You know, Angelo, once you pass the concept that this actually may kill us, antidote included, this is quite delicious.
Of course it is. I'm a chef. I'm a world-renowned chef, and it really annoys me that most people cannot eat my food.
Picture Frim and Foster both taking a sip of the antidote between every couple of bites.
Pretty much.
Every time you start to feel that burning sensation that's not exactly heartburn. Sip.
Yeah. Ah, yes, that's probably my stomach lining disintegrating. Sip.
Yes, that is the best part of it.
Foster will just blink. I suppose? Sure? I'm not sure about best, but, it gives it a certain kick.
Honestly, as long as I don't go blind, I do feel going blind suddenly during dinner, I don't think that would be pleasant.
What if it's like a temporary blind?
If you warn me before, then it could be a little rehaussement, as we say. But like, if you don't know it, it's really fucking freaky.
Alright, I'll make sure to warn you next time.
Oh my god, I'm blind! Where's the antidote?
Riv, like, as a 7, you notice your vision starting to get a little blurry at the edges. But
Here
you
it
take
comes.
another swig and it goes away.
It is only temporary. You've been blind for like 3 weeks. They'll come back.
There is silence. Rem is just unsure about an answer to that one.
What are you all expecting when we reach Haven's Reach? Reach Haven's Reach, get it?
Good question, to be honest. Foster, what are you expecting in Haven's Reach?
Reuniting with my wife, hopefully.
Do I know that Foster has a wife?
I feel like that's come up at some point. I don't know how much you know about Foster's wife, but I feel like that might have come up at some point.
Okay, cool. Because if not, Angelo would have been going, you have a wife?
I mean, that could still be a thing.
Yeah.
Angelo might have just forgotten.
I have no personal goal, if I'm, to be honest. Not since I found out that I cannot return to my own. So I'm here, honestly, to just hang out. Well, I might still be able to come home, but I doubt it. With that, I am yours to use as you wish.
I will say one thing you know is that most of the couriers are going to be either scattering about town to help with preparation since the warlord's arriving soon, or going down to the archives, which is where most of the records are kept, because there's no way he's not sending most of his men for those.
Myself, I'm hoping to try and find anything to help with the blight back home. It's like when I met Foster, I was going in a direction with this personal idea of maybe if I just wander, I will eventually find something that will bring me on the path to the answers I seek. And when I finally met Foster, everything started aiming to Haven's Reach. I'm hoping that what I'm looking for will be there.
I hope what you're looking for is there as well.
Sip on drink.
Yeah, take another swig at the antidote before another bite of food.
We're now very, very thankful for that bug Mama Yaga gave you, because this is a pretty solid antidote that kind of works for a lot of things, but you didn't think was a thing that would actually work, but it does.
It does. I'm so happy about this. Thank you, Mama Yaga.
You're welcome. You just hear her voice echo in your head. But when she and then that other voice that you couldn't identify talk, like, it's in your head, but it feels more like she's right next to you saying it versus being like drilling into your head. Like that voice that kept echoing. That's gone silent.
Like, Mama Yaga feels like she's just over the shoulder, but she's not, while the other voice is really like in the back of your skull.
Digging into your brain.
Thinking about it, Angelo, what do you know about spreading blight? Things that attack. I'm trying to figure out how to explain the blight because I've never thought about it.
What do I know about it?
I was gonna say, we could just kind of fade out on the two of you just sort of
Fine.
discussing the blight, and Rem shares like what he's been able to figure out. You offer what advice you have. Foster's just either contributing or just kind of nodding along, wigging the antidote every so often. Whichever one of you, either Angelo or Rem, roll a 20 and upgrade since you're working together to brainstorm.
Nope. 15, so can't go any...
14,
Can't
15.
up...
Yeah, I can't upgrade to a triumph, but that is a success, so you just kind of go back and forth, and by the time you're ready to head to bed for the night, Rem, you've got a solid start of a potential solution. I mean, you'll need to experiment and like double check some things, but you have more of a idea of what you're gonna do about the blight than you've had in a while.
Rem is writing this all down in an immaculate book.
And Foster, you have anything else you want to do before you go to bed that night?
No, I think Foster will get up and just make them like actual property that Angelo hasn't touched and just kind of sit and listen and offer what little knowledge of magic she has to like maybe help Rem as he's explaining things.
Angelo adds a thing to the tea, but only for his tea.
Yeah, as I'd say, Angelo is totally free to spike his tea with whatever deadly thing he feels like adding to the tea.
Doesn't touch the tea that others drink, but you know, Angelo needs a little bit of a kick for his stuff.
Yeah. And now you remember why. You're best friends with a goddess who is very new to being a goddess, who accidentally did a thing that worked just a little bit better in a different way than she expected it to.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you decide a child is the best person to give godlike powers to randomly.
Oh, for sure.
Just, well, I mean, it worked. We just now have an entire population that's immune to poison.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah,
They make food and start feeding people?
We're just gonna be like a little bit more careful about how we do this. They did Angelo, you'll remember, they did a pretty good job considering they had no idea what the hell they were doing. They worked really hard. They all tried their best except for that one asshole who you also cannot remember, and it's frustrating. I don't think you would have come across him.
Probably not.
Yeah, but you eventually settle in for the night. And I'll say, Foster's, you fall asleep for the night. You hear that voice in your mind again. The gentle one. I'm sorry this all has to fall on you. But I will be there with you. None of you will be alone in what's coming.
And she'll just kind of clutch the ring on her necklace a little tighter and fall asleep, and soon they'll be there.
Soon you will, and you won't be alone.
Because Angelo would have gone, huh? What's that voice in my head?
The fuck are you?
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna pop in your head. But I'll say, Rem, you also hear the voice, and she said, I'm glad you found some peace now.
Likewise. Let's pray it lasts just through the night.
It will. He wouldn't try again so soon. He no longer has a foothold.
Rem smiles and leans back.
And I picture Rem, you just have a ordinary, vaguely weird, nondescript dream. And it's so nice.
Bringing pancakes to a god over some frozen terrain. Just a weird dream, nothing actually horrifying.
You dream about having pancakes with Mama Yaga. Silhouette of a figure of someone else there, but you can't quite see them. But, you know, she's just there to make sure the bad dreams don't come back.
Oh.
Thanks,
And-
Mama Yaga.
No, it's not Mama Yaga keeping the bad dreams away. It's someone else.
It's Angelo Stew. You're actually
Good dreams,
suffering
too.
from poison. That's your brain disintegrating.
I think Angelo stew is why your dream is like weirdly vividly colorful, but like in like splotches.
It's acid. We ate magic mushrooms.
Pretty much, yeah. Or I don't know what Angelo fed you, but it's just it makes your dream just like a special kind of weird.
Your brain is disintegrating.
It's Angelo stew. Your brain is disintegrating, actually. Whoops.
That's
Quick, drink
crazy.
the antidote.
I don't know. Do we want Foster to have a prophetic dream?
Nah, I think we've done quite a bit this episode, and I think
fair.
As your brain disintegrates.
my brain goes.
You just dream that you're back at the fort chasing kids around, and Philomena's also chasing kids around. It just feels like an ordinary day.
Oh,
Aww.
I love it.
Yes.
I think maybe Angelo dreams of wandering this new world with Belladonna, maybe.
Yeah. Either that or Angelo does not dream a single thing, just a black void. So, it's either hanging out with Belladonna or just a black void. Which is, interesting in its own way.
Since you now know what happened, Belladonna's like, see, this place actually isn't that bad.
Yeah.
It's like she's kind of showing you around and showing you there are some similarities between this world and your home. The one you called home, so maybe we can make this a home.
It's better than no home, right?
Exactly. And it's a pretty nice place. Just the right amount of weird. And lots of things that can try and kill you.
It's a good thing poison doesn't count among those things.
She smiles sheepishly.
Aww.
And you all wake up the next day, a couple hours out from Haven's Reach. The army's gotten a little closer than they expected. But they're confident they can get in before the army gets in, but they will need some help protecting the archive, so they ask Rim and Angelo to help. But Foster, you just get this feeling that you need to find Philomena. You need to find her. She's going to need help in what's to come. And she will be there. And you'll know how to find her.